I love this cat so much. I love Mittens, but, like, Muffins is so sweet and so little, and, like, just...
Sometimes.
She's very comfortable with you, Harry, because she's very skittish around human beings, and she's just not normally out when people are here, but she's up on the table, she's looking at you. She's not racist at all like Mittens. Come here, Muffins. Come here. God, I love this cat. She's so
like,
weird.
Well, you walking around, we were doing cool.
She's the runt of her litter, so she's just like this tiny little cat. She's about 8 pounds, and you know she's older. She's like 7. Go pee, Harry. Come on. I'm filling time here, bro. Harry, go to the urinal. But Muffins is like just this sweet... Come here. She's like grumpy and cantankerous and spoiled, and like she's always by my side. She's always meowing at me, telling me what to do. She's very concerned about her food bowl. She's very concerned about her water dish. She's very concerned about being in bed by 10:30. Muffins has a bedtime of 10:30. If we are not in bed, she is staring at me in the eye, looking at me. If I make eye contact, she goes, "Mah." That's how she meows. Mah. It's hilarious. Yes, the cat that mooned the camera in the episode was Muffins. It was not Mittens. Come here, Muffins. Let's see if I can lure her over here. She's not like Mittens, who will come when you call her. Muffins is not an attention whore. She does not like the spotlight like Mittens. But yeah, this is the best cat. Like, so I had Mittens and Cornelia. Well, Mittens and Muffins in the early days of the podcast under the previous administration. That legal entanglement that I had for a while. I had the 2 cats. Then when we moved out, I got Cornelius, and then I cucked my ex-wife, and Muffins came back to live with us. Cornelius went to live with my friend Christine, and everybody's so much happier. Muffins is just... She loves the fireplace, too. She loves to be warm. So, come here. This is a very big deal. There's a lot of progress with the cats in the Spangle household. They're sleeping in bed together. And they have not liked... They used to cuddle together, but now they will be in close proximity to each other. They'll sit on me on my chair. It's very good stuff. So, I know none of you care. I've just been filling time for Harry while he went to the bathroom.
I've kicked my cat out of the house since Gunther was born.
Really?
Yeah, because as much as Mr. Meowington can be cute, fluffy, his hair gets everywhere, and he's a bit of an asshole.
Right.
He's our asshole roommate who craps in a box.
Right.
So, like, trying to build the crib, trying to do all these different things. He's like, nice bed for me, and he gets into it. I'm like, he's going to kick my daughter out of her own bassinet. You know?
Cats are assholes, man. Like, Mittens is such an asshole. Like, Muffins is just grumpy. She's not an asshole. Like Christy Avery, our beloved $100 a month podcast contributor, Patreon. You know, you got Jason Doolittle, we've got Christy Avery, we've got Craig DaCosta. You know, these people are wonderful to us. And Mittens doesn't give a fuck. Like, Mittens, like, Christy Avery was here stuffing posters into tubes. Mm-hmm. And Mittens just walks up and, like, swipes at her face and scratches her face. I'm like, do you know who that is? She pays for your litter, you asshole. So, she's like, I don't give a fuck. She's just a real badass. She's a real badass. She doesn't give a fuck about corporate censors or anything. She's a real punk. So, she's just wandering around looking for something to fight with.
Yeah, she was really fighting with my coat jacket earlier.
Speaking of fighting, I wanted to talk a little bit about politics at the holidays. Because I don't know what your family's like. My family's non-political. Like, I'm a freak of my family. Like, I'm the only Christian. I'm the only political one.
Straight edger.
Eric and Jessica, like, it's really weird. Like, Eric and Jessica, my brother and sister, they don't drink either. Like, they'll occasionally have a drink, but they really don't drink. You know? So, but they're not teetotalers like I am. But every time I go to a stupid holiday event, like, I don't want to talk about politics. Because I don't want to hear from the back of the room my stupid sister going, ugh! he's talking about politics again. It's an accurate impression.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I've got to deal with somebody in my immediate family mocking me for talking politics. I'm like, no, my Uncle Alex brought it up. He asked me a question. I'm answering his question. Oh, you just never stop, do you? Like, no, I showed up here with the intention of not talking politics. Oh, stupid libertarians. Uh-oh, we got a cat fight. I wish this were on camera. Cornelius, or Mittens just jumped up on the table, and now we've got a square... Oh, stare down. So, I hate it, because I don't want to talk politics at Thanksgiving, or Christmas, or any of the holidays, but everybody knows I'm political, and everybody knows what I do for a living, and so, you know, when I work for the Libertarian Party, or, you know, and they don't know many libertarians, so they're like, if you know that you're a libertarian, they kind of go, ooh, what are you? Let me, like, they want to ask questions.
Let me poke.
Like, let me see what you're about. It's like, you know, it's like if you had a lazy eye. Everybody really wants to go, like, so, how's that lazy eye work? Like, can you see directly, or, like, are you looking in two directions? Like, everybody wants to ask that, but they don't. You know what I mean? Like,
that's offensive. I would never ask that.
Right. Of course you wouldn't. You're a decent person. So, I don't know how to deal with this problem. Because I don't want to talk about politics. Like, here's the deal. Like, we're not doing a show Thursday. I've got a recorded show. We'll be live again Tuesday. We'll do a recorded show Thursday. And then December 15th until January 2nd, I go on vacation from work and from Wall. And I take a sabbatical every year at that time. I get 2 weeks. Like, I've been putting 20 hours a week in show prep into this thing right now.
He doesn't even jump in the wall chat. We don't even see him.
Right. I'm busy.
He won't even let us come over.
No, that's for sure.
He left Aaron knocking.
Aaron, it's a freaking creep. Aaron came over and, like, hey, Spangle, your blue apron's here. I'm like, why are you at my house on a Tuesday? So I go, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about politics. It's my time off, time away from it. I don't want to do it. So how do I politely tell people, leave me alone, Harry?
I have no idea, because when I'm around my family, who are majority are Democrats, actually they're all Democrats, my little sister, it's my time to attack and berate them.
Okay.
I have attacked them and berate them so much that they won't bring up politics, because they know I won't launch the first volley, but once someone brings something up, oh, it's on. That's all we're talking about. So it's.
Right.
I suggest you just doing that. You just go at them. Go raw at them.
Just go full Alex Jones.
Yeah.
You're a globalist.
Yeah, you're all globalist. You're all statist, and just like, this is why you guys are this. Da 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 da. And there's and the water that mom used on the turkeys is going to turn us all gay.
We've got fluoride in this water.
And the
what have you been sucking chemtrails?
And the chemtrail fly penis is going to be trans. Yeah, if you just go hard in the paint at them, it basically then breaks them. It makes them not want to bring it up.
Right.
So it helps them not to. That's what I've been doing, but more and more, like, my family is. See, I don't know, like, because I just bring it up. I don't care. It's what I'm going to talk about. They know I'm going to bring it up.
It's like, what do you argue with them about?
Well, since they're Democrats, everything. And a lot of things, but it has also helped me to understand, like, more of their position, their bleeding heart position,
right?
And understand that they truly want to help different people out. But it also helps that they're black, because I can work on that leverage of distrust of white people in government. And
okay.
You can use that to pivot to, all right, now if you don't just trust this, then so like that's how you get them on guns, and then you get them on like social issues, like, hey, you hate the like when we were talking about schooling one time, it's like, I'm fine with, like, the way education, like, I think there's different education models, but the way that schools are funded, that is what I hate.
Yeah,
I hate that.
And
let's attack this.
I don't know if you remember the sketch from SNL. If you've never seen this sketch, you've got to go look it up. Black Jeopardy.
Yes.
Oh, so funny.
Love Black Jeopardy.
It's with Tom Hanks, and he's a Trump supporter, and he's on Black Jeopardy with two other black contestants and the black host. And, like, they all have the same answers because they all think the same way. Like, it's all conspiracies and, like, the man's keeping us down. It's so funny. And that's sort of like, so maybe your way kind of will work for a lot of our families, because I mean, a lot of my family is very Trump supporter.
Yeah. Well, like, because they probably support Trump because of like one thing they feel about the government, and then you can use that to pivot on everything else,
Right?
And it's you just gotta find, just like talking with anyone. Like now, granted, this is not the time to have that autistic Ben Shapiro style debate at them and just come at them like that. I'm not saying don't go out there.
I thought that's what you were saying.
Oh man, it's fun. It's really really fun, especially when you go outside and like. I like to do that when I like to go outside.
Right.
That works, when you just like, and you sit out there like, I'm going to be left alone. But, it's, you have to understand, like, this is family. You're seeing them one time a year.
Yeah.
Be careful, like, some people see this type of family because, like, if you married, you go one family's house for Thanksgiving, the other for Christmas,
right.
And you just gotta, to me, my preferences, they know it, and if they bring it up, they know what they're getting. They know what they're getting.
You're like a co-host on a Libertarian podcast, so
they know what they're getting. They know what they're getting, but a lot of them, and for the first few years they hated it, and it's almost now they almost bring ideas up,
right?
And they still and a lot of the family come over and just bring ideas by me because they've got this feeling and this idea,
right?
Or they, and it's. And also it's also neat when you just discuss something because with them you turn it to more, try to turn it into the debate into more of an exchange of ideas.
Yeah.
And then because this is your family and they're not dumb, they're not stupid, they don't feel and they don't want to bring you any malice.
Everybody's got that uncle.
Yeah. Turning into that uncle.
Me too. Like everybody's like, can you just drive yourself? We don't want to spend 3 hours in a car with you.
No, it's before like my favorite uncle was that uncle, and now I'm becoming that uncle.
Right.
No, for real. My uncle.
You're like the uncle in what's the cartoon? The black cartoon.
What? I am not Uncle Ruckus, thank you. Ronald Reagan. Anyways, my favorite uncle was that uncle. My uncle, all my Shadis family, they lived in Boston, and then there was my other uncle who lived in New Hampshire. Okay, so he had all the guns, goes hunting, right winger, and this past election. That drove like a spike. My uncle was hard in the paint for Trump.
Really?
Yeah. It was really weird going to talk to him and stuff because he was so hard in the paint in the Trump, and he didn't think I was either. And he knew I wasn't, but he didn't know where I was on the stance.
Sure.
I'm like, dude, not my monkey, not my circus. I don't really care. As long as New Hampshire stays live free and die, I don't give a crap.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah, I've got to go LARP.
Yeah, screw you.
Kudos to you, by the way, for paying attention for the last 10 minutes because I've been playing with muffins on the camera. And if you're in the We Are Libertarians Dear Leader Court for $10 a month on Patreon, you can go into the group and you can watch this video of me playing with my cat. Watch me live stream playing with my pussy. And Harry has been such a trooper watching me play with the cat and keeping on pace
with the extended toy.
And Jeff Vibert says, "Bring back the cat. It's more interesting than what we're talking about." And he also called in the middle of this. Yeah, Vibert is a cancer. Podcast cancer is what I call him.
Yep, it's okay. I've got lots of memes of Vibert, and they're ready to launch it at a moment's notice. Dear leaders, keep in the mid bay. So just remember, you got to keep him happy, or I'm launching.
Exactly. Strategic meme strike. Mutually assured memeness. Ma'am.
Yeah. Especially when we launch our 1999 dinners.
So you're saying, instead of sheepishly standing down, just go hardcore, straight at him.
Quick.
Roy Moore's a pedophile. Fuck you.
Quick cease. Just add it and then go back to your food.
Right.
Like it was nothing.
Right.
Like it was just rolled off your tongue.
Like full Alex Jones rant?
Not really. Just go at him and well, that Trump, I think Trump is doing a good job. And I'm like, well, he really hasn't done anything in his last year. Most of the things he's done is just Obama's riding the coattails of last year's Bush and stuff like that. Let's wait a few years before you start singing the praises of Trump and go back to eating your cranberry.
Right.
You know, it's, well, like, everything else is up and everything is doing better. Yeah, in that one aspect, that's just one data point. There's other things that are going down, things are going bad.
Now, should I or should I not screech as I'm doing this? Should I wave my hands over the air?
They should already be there. Should already be there.
Have you, Rick Irvine, have you met my inspiration, Arvin Vora?
You know, and it's, like I said, it's, you just gotta, because if you don't let it out, right, you're going to have an awful time, and you're going to let it out on the drive home.
Right.
So your wife, your kids, they're going to hear the screech.
You're getting in it anyways.
Yeah.
Like, I've been married. The drive home, you're ranting. You know, shut up. And then if you do it while you're there on the drive home, why are you always talking about politics?
Yeah, and if you need to let it out, right, you really, really need to let it out, right? If it comes around 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Free Talk Live will be live. Call into them and just screech to Ian.
Hilarious.
He'll be there eating, and he'll listen. It's almost like calling your therapist. It's
right.
like, hey, you're gonna have to talk politics in like 4 hours. Thank you for being there.
Get in the wall chat or the wall Discord.
Yeah, get on the Discord. Just get on there. I'm probably going to be there on the Discord on my thing. Because like I'm going to attack them and then distract them with my daughter, and they're going to do that. They're like, well, we'll do this. So I'm going to be in Discord chat. If I remember to bring a headset, I'll jump in voice. You know, so and then we'll just debate.
Can you imagine it? You're at your dinner table and Harry is sitting there with his laptop, his food, and his headset on, going, I don't know. I think My Little Pony's season 2 is far superior to My Little Pony season 3.
It is actually okay. Thank you very much. Okay, but there's other better series. This one, like when Rarity got more of the episodes when she went to Canterlot. Oh,
I don't care. I couldn't care less.
You need more ponies in your life.
I don't need any ponies in my life.
You need more ponies in your life. Yeah. So get on the wall group because if you're sitting at that table and you're surrounded like Democrats to the left of you, Republicans to the right, just get on, take your phone out. And just get in there and just like screw it. Be the millennial and just be in your phone, And if they even dare make the joke, that boomer in your group dares at you to come at you like that. Go hard at the paint. Tell them, just get them good. Tell them how they're ruining America.
You've inspired me.
His generation is ruining it, and destroy that boomer. Okay, all right. Just like Bubblegum Crisis, destroy the freaking boomer.
Let's let's Google together reasons baby boomers are the worst generation.
They are.
Let's see.
I think I'm so blind to it for so long.
I know. I'm leading an awakening. The boomers have created liabilities that will take generations to pay off. Our national debt is now at $17 trillion.
20 trillion now.
Hello. This was written in 2013.
Damn.
These safety nets were created over the past few decades by boomers and for boomers with little regard to our future.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They are the source of one of the biggest problems with Obamacare, all these pre-existing conditions because they didn't take care of themselves.
Yep. They spent all their freaking retirement money in the 80s on Quaaludes.
Yep.
Okay? They made all the cool drugs illegal.
Yep.
Okay? All right.
People in their 20s need less health care than boomers in their 60s and 70s because younger people have healthier lifestyles today. And boomers spent most of their young lives smoking, drinking sugary sodas, and engaging in risky, unprotected sex. And I'll add eating shit food.
Yeah, food.
So you're the ones who brought about all this garbage fast food.
Yeah. And Applebee's, okay?
Yeah.
I can't get keto at Applebee's, okay? All right, I'm not going to Applebee's.
There are 34 million mostly young and uninsured people who will be required to pay for health insurance to pay for these old fat windbags. They are, thank God, the last remainders of our racist, homophobic, sexist past. Well, I mean, some of that's okay, right? But yeah, like Harvey Weinstein uses... Well, I'm just a product of the baby boomer generation, and we just grew up in different times of free love and free sex. Like, how anti-libertarian are you? That's not, of course, that just says everything that's wrong with the boomer generation. Like, you think it's okay to walk up and grab someone's tits. Like, you have no respect for other people. You're just thinking about whatever you want. It's a narcissistic generation.
Right.
We're scrambling to fix the environment because of their excesses.
Yep. They destroyed it.
Like, culture is shit. You're the people who greenlighted the reality TV movement.
Mm-hmm.
Never forget that. Like, yeah, you gave us Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm, but you also gave us the Kardashians.
Yep. It's the same. Yep.
So I just, like, even baby boomers, like Hillary Clinton wasn't for same-sex marriage till 2016?
Yeah.
13? I mean,
2016, depending on polls.
Right.
In which town she was in.
Exactly.
Okay? All right.
Y'all, I don't like these queers marrying.
Yeah, I
and
keep
then,
hot sauce in my purse.
yeah. It's
Yeah, like
funny.
I said with that,
Right.
any respect person that walks around hot sauce, they say the brand name.
The best of the baby boomer generation is Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, so suck it. That's what we really need to do this Thanksgiving. We don't need to start a revolution. We need to go and confront our baby boomer relatives about the sins of their past and the reparations that they need to pay.
Yep, with their gigantic baby boomer houses.
Yep.
Like, I can't wait until all these boomers want to retire with all these mansion houses, and then and we buy them up for pennies on the dollar. I freaking can't wait. I refuse to buy a boomer house for the price they want to sell it at.
McMansion.
Yeah, I will look at them and go, wow, this is nice. 5,000 square feet. How much you want for it? 500,000. This is beautiful. I have 200,000. This is like, screw you.
I got bad news, Harry.
I got bad news.
I got bad news. You go into the neighborhood, they're not. Never mind.
But I got credit to let me in that neighborhood.
That's true. You have like 3 times the credit score I do.
Yep. See, I married a white woman that was good with credit.
Yep.
Well, she wasn't. She actually had, Lacey had a terrible credit score, but she was white, so it was
which adds 100 points.
Right, which was easier, long as I had her follow the plan book, the Dave Ramsey plan book, got her credit score up, okay, and then used hers great credit score that helped build mine. It was awesome.
Hilarious.
Awesome plan.
Yeah, I think that, as someone who has been openly bashing the boomers for about a year now, nothing irritates them more. Oh, it gets under their skin so bad, and they have no defense, so they just start coming back at you with, like, well, millennials. Like, yeah, well, guess what? You raised me. So if you don't like my generation, it's your generation that raised us.
Correct.
And then they've got no response after that.
Yeah, and they were too busy bitching at the Gen Xers because the Gen Xers were the first one to point out their bullcrap.
Right.
Like, wait a minute, you guys are, you're the problem, and they try to turn it on the Gen Xers, then they try to turn the millennials, and when it turns out it's just them. You're the problem. You complain about every other generation.
And they're not going to turn it on the greatest generation because their 90-year-old grandma is sitting right there, and, she's knocking on death's door, and they're not going to blame...
Because they made their money off the greatest generation.
Right.
These freaking people that survived through the Great Depression who could live on... They're probably still living on $5 a day and giving all that money to their boomer asses. And they're probably living in that greatest generation's house.
I love that we started out, how do I get along with my family
Screw the
on the
boomers.
holidays? And it turns up into just, fuck the boomers.
While you're there, well, when you're there with your family, dear leader will let out the special signal, and then we'll come and gather up all the boomers and bring them to their camp.
Listen, it's a beautiful camp. We need some leg room around here. And thank you for the Beatles. We appreciate the Beatles, but what have you done in the last 30 years?
Yeah,
So,
what have you done lately?
right. All right, well, my sinus infection hurts, and I'm done talking.
Yeah.
So,
But, yeah.
final thoughts, Harry.
When discussing with your family, politics at the table, they know you. They understand that you're going to want to do it, but just understand there's other outlets, wall chat, Discord. We're here for you, okay? We'll be here for you.
We're eating at 3. We're eating at 4:30. So like, I have nothing to do all day. So I want to hear the stories. Like, go into the wall group and just like creep shot, post stories.
Ooh, yeah. I think I'll make a special Discord channel for Thanksgiving photos.
Just holiday creep shots.
Holiday creep shots of or like awful stories and stuff like that. Yeah. Let's just have fun with it. Like, or when your idiot, 18-year-old, that freshman that just went to college for the first time, they're wearing that Che shirt. Oh man, get a selfie with that one.
Oh yes. Yes, if you got a snowflake niece or nephew, I want to hear about it.
Yep.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us on this bonus episode. We hope you have a great Thanksgiving. We give thanks for you, the people who really trust me. You wouldn't have We Are Libertarians if it weren't for you Patreon subscribers. The math wouldn't work. I'm not the federal government. I can't inflate my way into a podcast. So you guys make it possible financially, and I thank you so much for helping us grow. And I will say, Thanksgiving, a lot of times we talk about the pilgrims and we talk about the things that we're thankful for in our life. But to me, Thanksgiving is all about the people that sacrificed to make this country what it was, what it is. Like, it is really a great time a great time to reflect on how hard life was to build this country. And let's not be the generation that squanders it like the baby boomers, because most of you listening are millennials or Gen X. Let's make the world a better place by making it more libertarian. Harry, any final thoughts for you?
Just like I said, don't forget, these people are your family. When you go out there, and just make sure just sow seeds for that very young special snowflake.
Sit at the kids' table, start telling them about auditing the Fed.
Mm-hmm. Sow the seeds.
Right. Show them Ron Paul videos. Listen to We Are Libertarians.
If you get that aux cord, put on an episode of We Are Libertarians.
That's exactly right. You've got a 5-hour drive. What's better than We Are Libertarians? All right, thanks so much for joining us. We hope you have a great Thanksgiving, and we will see you next Tuesday. Okay.